Hey, Dan's back today. Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome back, sir.
There's been a lot of activity in the stock market while we were gone.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Today is down too. I was just checking before I came in. It's almost 500 points today.
Wow.
So a little bit of anxiety in the market.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens if that all plays out. You
there's
know?
always, I think it's always looking for an excuse to correct.
Yes.
You know, so it's still pretty high, but we don't like to see these swings that much.
Yeah, there's been a lot the last couple of weeks.
Right.
You want to talk about something that I know we've talked about in the past, but I think for people, it gets a little bit confusing.
Well,
and that's the required minimum distributions.
Yeah, from retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, TSPs, those types of things. At age 70, that you have to start taking what they call required minimum distributions. And so at age 70 and a half, you have to start taking that. Now the deadline for that is August 1st, following the month you become 70 and a half.
Okay.
So let's say that I become 70 and a half in September of this year. I have until April 1st of next year to take my first RMD.
Okay.
If I wait till April 1st, that's for 70 and a half. By December 31st, I have to take one for age 71. So you have two that first year.
Oh, okay.
So tax-wise, it may make sense to take it by December 31st of this year, and then you only have to take it every December 31st thereafter.
Okay, so it's once a year.
Well, you can do whatever you want. You
Okay.
can take it in July if you want.
Okay.
Or you can take the amount that you're supposed to take and split it up over 12 months.
Okay.
So it's flexible as to how you take that, but you just have to make sure by December 31st you've taken that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, of course, people are maybe people are lucky and they don't really need the money, but they have to take that. How is it figured out how much to take? What's the percentage? There's a chart, you go online.
Yeah, we have charts that we give to clients at our seminars and things, but basically what happens is there's a life expectancy chart the IRS publishes in publication 590 of the IRS code. Okay, I think that we have it up here on the chart. And then basically I used $100,000 as an example.
Okay.
If you have $100,000 in your IRA account and you turn age 70 and a half, you go to this chart and it says your life expectancy, quote unquote, is 27.4.
Okay.
That's the IRS table that we take that from. You take 27.4 and divide it into 100,000, that gives you 36.24, I thought, or 49.
Okay.
Okay? And that's the amount that you're supposed to take. A lot of people say, well, if you just take 4% of whatever your account value is, that's going to cover it. Well, technically, that's correct, but technically, that's not how you figure it out.
Yeah.
It's, the older you get, the lower your life expectancy is, which means you're going to have to take more out. So overall, it's a matter of going to the chart. A lot of times the custodians will actually figure it out for you. They'll tell you, well, based upon your IRA account balance as of December 31st, your required distribution is X amount of dollars.
Okay.
That's an easy way to do that. But if they don't do that for you, you're still obligated. You can't blame them because they didn't tell you.
Now, as far as taking this out, obviously you can take out more, right?
You can take out more if you choose to.
And you could take it all out, am I right?
You can take it all out if you have an emergency or anything. You just have to declare that as ordinary income on your income taxes this year.
Okay.
So if you have the 100,000, you're welcome to take it all out, but you're going to have to pay taxes on that.
Right.
If you're going to take it all out, you may want to just consider converting it to a Roth IRA and then paying the taxes and leaving it there.
Okay.
Okay, and letting it accumulate tax-free.
Yes, yeah.
So there's options that we have. We plan with people and go about doing that, but it's confusing sometimes for people that turn age 70 and a half. We have clients that call up and say, Dan, I'm turning 70 and a half. How do I get my RMD? And we sit down and kind of go over the process with them. And then tax-wise, they determine whether or not they want to take one this year and one next year, or whether or not they want to wait until
Okay.
April 1st.
Now, the tax rate on that varies on your age, if you're still working, whatever it might be.
Well, it's going to be based upon what your tax rate is
Yeah.
as you submit your taxes for paying taxes. So if you're in the 10% bracket and you add $3,600 to your ordinary income, you know, you're going to pay, you know, 15% on that,
Right.
that 3,600. Now, if it bumps you into a higher bracket, then that's what you have to deal with.
Yeah, and the advantage is you put this money away when you're younger, when your tax bracket is higher, but now you're being
supposedly it's higher.
Yes.
You know, we have many times where people forget that now I'm going to start getting Social Security.
Yeah.
And it's replacing income that you were earning.
Yes.
And sometimes it doesn't go down. And so
Okay.
a lot of times, you know, I have this conversation a lot with people that say, you know, I'll take the tax deduction now and worry about taxes later. CPAs are famous for that. Let's reduce your taxes today, we'll worry about the taxes later.
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately,
They don't go away.
they don't go away, and sometimes we end up paying taxes on a higher balance than we would if we paid taxes now and had it tax-free later on. You know, we've talked about this before. You know, I use the example of, as a farmer, would I rather pay taxes on the seeds that I plant or on the crops that grow?
Yeah.
Well, the seeds are much less than the crops you get. We put away $6,000 in an IRA account, but 20 years later, we're paying taxes on $25,000.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, it's a dichotomy as to, do I reduce my taxes now or have tax-free income later?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, you had mentioned before we started that if you have a Roth IRA, those rules don't apply to Roth IRAs. You don't have to take out RMDs on a Roth IRA. So, because you've already paid your taxes on that. If you leave that Roth IRA to beneficiaries, they do have to take out RMDs, but it's tax-free.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to pay taxes on that distribution because the taxes have been paid, but they do have to take out RMDs.
Okay. Does that mean, what about the income that you got on that Roth IRA
Same.
investment?
It's all tax-free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all tax-free. You know, you have $50,000 in a Roth IRA, and it's now accumulated over the years to $100,000, and you leave that to your children or other heirs. They don't have to. They could surrender that contract and have $100,000 without any taxes.
Okay.
If they decide to keep that, they'll take out RMDs and let it accumulate over the years, and, it's still tax-free.
All right.
The advantage of Roth IRAs is significant, but it's just getting people to understand, do I pay taxes now or do I pay taxes later?
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Is that true for the individual, for the Roth IRA, meaning they get to be a certain age, the investment income that they got?
any gains are all tax-free.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, this is important, and hopefully,
It's boring, but it's important.
It is, and there are a lot of people listening that are probably over this age or approaching it.
Well, the thing about it is that if they
sure.
don't take out RMD, there's a 50% penalty.
Yeah.
So it's pretty significant.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that they do that.
Yeah. You mean the government would do that?
Unfortunately.
Wow. Yes.
Unfortunately.
All right, Dan. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sterling Financial Advisors, and the website is sterlingfa.com. You can get information there, and Dan can always help you out in all kinds of different things. If you just looking to see maybe the best way to protect and take care of your money with a little bit of an investment in there, Dan can help you with that.
We have seminars coming up. We have one on Monday and next Wednesday up at Ruth Chris Restaurant.
Okay.
If they'd like to participate, they can give the office a call, and we'd be happy to set them up.
Okay, it's 859-5900, 949 area code.
Right.
All right, take care.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Mama used to